What's going on, guys? Ah, man, there's a lot. So I got done with in my last vlog I was talking about my very first photography gig. I did that, and I just kind of want to tell you some experience behind it if you were looking into maybe starting your own photography journey. Just my 2 cents on the matter, because I'm starting, and if you're starting too, maybe you could take something away from it. So I had a gig happen on 2 Sundays ago. It was a wedding reception. I shot a couple of parties in the past, but never like a wedding reception. There was a lot more specifics that went into the photography, because when I went in to ask about the photos and what specifics, I had a lot more on my plate than I thought. Just making sure that I got group photos with everything. Big things to remember about wedding ceremonies or receptions is that you have to get a lot of good shots of cake and the couple, making sure that each person from the couple has photos with all of the people from either side of the family. That was one thing that I really had to make certain that I got. But they were really nice and helped me out with that, and getting their relatives and family members and friends to come take pictures, just because it's kind of overwhelming when you don't know these people. Maybe the couple or the client expects you to kind of already have that idea of who's who. It was my first time meeting these people, so it was really nice of them to help out. But just a heads up, a tip, to always go into your photography event asking what specific photos that the client would like, because if you just go all willy-nilly and just take photos of just whatever, that's fine, but maybe they want something really shown from the event and they want multiple pictures of it or whatever it is. That's tip number one. So another thing that you could take away from this is, when you are at your event and you've only been in contact with the client, your primary client, make sure to get a secondary person in the party's email, phone number, because if you're trying to contact your primary client and they are unresponsive or they have trouble, maybe they lost your number, make sure you get maybe someone else that's close in the family's number, so that way you can contact them if need be. If they have any questions, there's a lot going on at the events. There's going to be a lot of your client being busy, and if you can't get in contact with your client, maybe you can get in contact with another person that's a relative or family friend, someone close, so you can relay the message to them. So find someone at that party that's a potential close person, and if need be, you have an emergency contact information. That's another thing. Tip number 3, before even going into your event, make sure you know how to shoot your photography for that type of event. What I mean by that is knowing the differences of shooting in bright light, outdoor light, and shooting in indoor low light situations. I had trouble in the past when I was shooting my very first event, and I didn't know why I was having to edit so hard in post, and I looked it up online before going into the event, how to shoot in low light. I just never knew. I was just cranking stuff up in post, and the photos personally for me didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to turn out, and I had to find a solution for that. So I didn't want to run across the same exact problem. So I looked it up just on YouTube and learned some stuff about shutter speed and low light, and that plays a big factor. Yeah, it's definitely something that you want to make sure, because you don't want your photos to be turning out blurry, turning out too dark, turning out too overexposed, and not knowing why. So make sure that you have the information of how to shoot that type of light setting at your event, because it's going to save you a lot of time in post, a lot less time skimming through bad photos because you're in the wrong setting, and you find that one that's just like, it was luck that you even got that shot because you were just shooting in the wrong setting. So you want to make sure that you're shooting in the right settings, and practice these settings on your own before going into the event if you don't know. So that's what I did. I learned that information. I practiced days beforehand and just made sure how to take the photo, and I would take a couple photos and edit those photos just to make sure I know what I'm doing, how it's going to turn out, what it's going to look like the whole way through. So if you don't know, find out and practice and master it. It's going to save you time editing. It's going to save the client the hassle of you emailing them saying, hey, it's going to be like another week, 2 weeks, month, whatever, because you just couldn't nail the shot. And that's embarrassing. You don't want your client to know that. You don't want that. Make sure you do your homework and study up. And the last thing that I would suggest after you do the shoot and edit the photos, make sure to get the photos to them when you say that you're gonna get the photos, or even earlier, because you don't want a bad rep for yourself not getting your client photos that you took in a timely manner. Get all that old, oh, my dog ate my homework, I'll get it to you by next week. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you are consistent with what you say and what you do for your client, because the client's going to love that. The client's going to talk to their friends and family about you and how well you did based on the photos and how quickly you got the photos to them. Because there's a bunch of people that you could be working for. There's a bunch of potential clients, but if you give yourself a bad rep and not keep your word, then all those potential clients won't be there. Make sure you make a good impression the first time all the way through for every single client that you do, because one client can change the outcome of your photography business, and it could just go downhill. Make sure you just stay positive and you stay true to your word. So this video is not sponsored, but my last and final tip is to give your client all the best options for them to pay you. There's multiple ways to get paid. That's through either cash, actual pocket cash, and electronic payments. Now there's a lot of electronic payment systems now. You got the Cash App if you're using iPhone. It may be for Android, I'm not even sure. If they have Zelly, I think it's called, maybe get them to do that. Venmo is a big way to also get paid. But if you want to look a little bit more professional, maybe PayPal business account and being able to get transactions through there. Or what I have, which I actually didn't use at this event just because it wasn't set up, but for future events I have the Square Reader. So what you do is you can link this up to your phone, and basically it's just a cash register for electronic payments. They can slide their card in, they have a chip, I don't know if it's gonna focus, right there, or they can use their phone to pay. And just like at stores, grocery stores, or wherever, a lot of places have nowadays where you can just, because they have their credit card information plugged onto the phone, they can just hold their phone in front of it and it will scan. This was actually $50 because they were selling on the website just the old Square Reader, which is, I think it comes to you for free if you sign up. And this is the old one for like a headphone jack, but using the new ways of sending money. This was the upgrade, and I opted with the upgrade because a lot of people aren't sliding cards anymore because they have a chip in the card now. This is a chip reader and a phone reader, so 2-in-1 plus the old swipe accessory for $50, and you set it up online through square.com, and that way you can receive payments through there. You can set invoices, which is really cool. You don't have to have a separate app or way of invoicing your clients. It's all there inside the app or on the website. It's really all in one and really easily laid out. So if you were looking to make yourself a little bit more professional looking and having your clients organized, use Square. My band used it when I was in a band for selling merchandise, t-shirts, CDs, stickers, and all that stuff. We'd have a Square Reader at the ready at our shows, at our concerts. Now I have one of my own, and it's nice. Those are some options to think about when you are setting up your payment system for your clients. Yeah guys, and I think that's about it for my tips. If you have any tips that you could give to anyone, leave it in the comment section down below, because I mean, a little help goes a long ways, especially starting out. So maybe I'll come across something because of you. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.